Let's get into what's going on in Minneapolis. Probably, I'm guessing, because we're on Rumble, you lot all think that the ICE agent was in the right, but if we were doing this somewhere else like MSNBC, everyone would be vehemently opposed. So let's see if we can find out what the correct way to understand this complex, baffling, pullulating, ever-swarming, mad reality we're forced to live in is. How many more of these can one culture tolerate? If you are an American and have been paying attention to the politics in your country for over half a century, 60 years specifically, you'll remember the assassinations that defined and divided your country in the 1960s. I'm referring mostly to the murder of the Kennedy brothers and, of course, Malcolm X and Martin Luther King. Think of the Zapruder film, as it was known, of JFK's assassination, presumably somewhat state-sponsored. I think more and more people are understanding the reality behind that. Think of how that was scrutinised. Now, remember when it was first CCTV and like the footage went missing of the plane that hit the Pentagon? Remember when it was just normalised, as is being done currently in the UK, that facial recognition technology is going to be mass installed everywhere. They're going to facilitate protests so they can get databases of more and more people on camera. Now, like, I can't believe already after Renee Good a week ago, we're in another, I don't even mean ICE versus protesters, although of course, but also studying at a granular level footage as if somehow that might bring about some kind of obvious conclusion, because I know this will be like everything. There'll be some people who are just law enforcement officers, have to do their job. If they think their lives are at risk and that there's a firearm, they're entitled to use deadly force. That's what they paid for. And then other people, this is turning into a Nazi police state. And like, that's just going to happen, I think, endlessly now. What strikes me as pretty significant is people come to these endless incidents these days with a pre-existing perspective. Like, there are people that just want the perfect story of an ICE officer doing something utterly transgressive. You know, the best thing would be, you know, if we were brainstorming it, can we get one to kill a pregnant woman, like in broad daylight, you know? And then there's other people that want to see the worst example of a protester, a drug addicted, crazy, sex offending monster. And there's such an appetite to impose these ideas on reality that reality itself is fluxing and flexing under the freight of endless attention. Attention is one of the components of consciousness. The new technology we have means that time itself, another thing that's almost impossible to measure, atomic clocks aren't really super reliable. What can be measured are velocity and entropy. Those things refer to space and matter. Time is a construct. We're living in this peculiar, synthetic, eternal present. Not the eternal present proposed by, you know, Buddha or Christ, seek thee first the kingdom of God. No, a kind of synthetic facsimile simulacrum present. Everyone's just imposing their own perspective on reality all the time en masse, and that is not a sustainable model. It's chaos, and in chaos elites benefit. At the moment, the elites that benefit in are likely somewhat MAGA affiliated due to the results of your last election. A minute ago, the elites that were benefiting were more associated with your classic Democrat neoliberal interests. The fact, though, is this: whether you're a person who was out protesting George Floyd, or a person that was out protesting COVID restrictions, or you're a person protesting that lad Gino, whatever, the good-looking lad that killed the CEO, wherever you think you are on the political spectrum, it's all made up. It doesn't mean anything. It's irrelevant. And if you don't start to focus on your actual reality, your community, your life, and your connection to God, you will be herded into the paddocks reserved for the chattel that you're behaving like. Here's what separates speculation from pattern recognition. Gold and silver didn't surge last year by accident. They moved because confidence in the system is thinning, and history has seen this movie already. Debt expands, currency weakens, and people who were told everything was under control suddenly discover it isn't. Venezuela didn't fall apart overnight. It eroded, then collapsed. That's why True Gold Republic exists, not to sell fear, but to explain reality. True Gold Republic has released a 2026 expert guide that breaks down why gold and silver are rising, what those moves signal heading into 2026, and how physical metals can help restore a measure of financial independence. This is the same conversation True Gold Republic has been having with Americans who don't want guesses, they want strategy. Do you want strategy, not guesses? Get the free 2026 expert guide now at stayfreegold.com or call 800-300-4653. True Gold Republic believes that preparation isn't panic, it's foresight. Are you a prepper? Prepare now. Go to stayfreegold.com or ring the number in the link and description. Stay Free Gold. Preparation ain't panic, baby.
Thanks for watching the video. Have a look at this one over here, or join us Monday, Wednesday and Friday on Rumble.